Hey,
Ah,
reviews!
back up in here, yo.
And we just got back from watching
Venom.
Venom.
Venom, yo. Zamunda forever.
Alright, first of all, much better than the Venom from Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
Tropher Grace Venom, this is definitely not. Better not bring your kids.
But it's...
PG-13, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, but saying it's better than the Spider-Man 3 Venom is not...
To be honest with you, it's not saying very
it's
much.
not saying a whole lot.
Okay, so to start off with, Ian and I both came into this with very low expectations.
Super low.
Because, number one, this is not a Marvel-helmed film, okay? You need to know that going in.
Yes.
Marvel helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Very little. It's an association with. Marvel did not helm this, meaning that Marvel's writers, directors did not actually have a part in the process of this. They gave creative ideas, maybe creative direction. That's about it. Not a lot of it was used.
Yeah.
Because Sony has their own thing. They want to basically cash in on the Spider-Man characters' names. Apparently, they have like access to over 100 characters related to Spider-Man. So that's a lot that they're hoping to try to use this as a jumping off point to start off with, like Silver Sable, Black Cat, and possibly I think that they already signed Tom Hardy to 3 films, this one included. So they hope this one is going to be the jumping off point. All right, now let's talk about what this film does well. CGI, I think, is actually pretty decent.
They did a good job on CGI.
They do a good job establishing what the symbiote kind of looks like, the way it moves. Very good. I think way better than back in the early 2000s. What else would you say you think this film does well? How about the casting of the actors?
The casting, for the most part, for some roles, I think is really good. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with any of the real actors going on. It didn't really bother me in terms of what they're doing. I mean, the CGI is great. They did a good job of kind of not having the logo, even though I would have liked to see the Venom logo.
They had like little trickles of like white, kind of veiny
spots
more like, in. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's eventually like right here, right? Like maybe eventually it'll like kind of creep towards the front and it'll form it at some point. But it was kind of weird that they just kind of had it there looming. They didn't quite really show it.
Yeah, it's just like they replaced it with veins and stuff like that. They didn't really have. Like, there's no logo here, so.
Yeah, nothing there. So no exact iconic look. They just had more of the larger menacing type of Venom look. The other parts I thought were done decently well. As we all know, Tom Hardy can be a pretty awesome actor depending on the part that he gets casted in. I didn't care for his role as Bane, but he did good with what he had. Same case here. He does really well with what they give him as a character. I'm pretty sure there are different ways that he could have portrayed him if he was working off original source material. The simple fact that they don't have the original Spider-Man mythos to base this off of, he's kind of like in the universe, but kind of not. We're going to do another follow-up video to kind of talk about spoilers as a whole and the little tie-ins throughout the film. We'll just say that there are kind of throwbacks to
like the Spider-Man universe, basically.
Things that technically would be related to the Spider-Man we know in New York. So what I think he did well, let me know if you agree or not, Ian, his kind of adjusting with the symbiote. Like him talking to him, there are some parts where it goes a little bit too far. Yeah.
When they're talking, but it's like he does a good job of like just adapting the symbiote. Like, okay, it's here, and then there's the voices and talking back and forth. And some of the conversation is good, and some of it is a little bit unnecessary. But I mean, you get the idea of him trying to adapt with the symbiote trying to adapt to him, and kind of how they're going to coexist, basically.
Yeah. Now it is a fact that Tom Hardy voiced both the Venom character and himself as Eddie Brock. Supposedly he had like an earpiece, and they were doing like an overlay of the Venom character. So as his character as Eddie Brock, he was basically talking to himself the entire film almost. And then supposedly they just like CGI overlaid him, not in the traditional sense of like Hulk or even Tom Holland, where they actually had the suit, and then they kind of just like CGI on top of that. They basically just through the model where he would be standing technically. So like the scene where they show in the trailer where he stands up and he's holding on to the bad guy, if you will. I guess that's him literally standing there, and then just mapping the character over his body. Don't know if that was the right choice. It doesn't look bad though.
It doesn't look bad.
Doesn't look bad. It doesn't look as polished as a like Marvel film, right? Doesn't look as polished. Does look still pretty good.
Yes.
I would say, what would you say, like maybe early 2000s good though, like top of the line early 2000s.
I mean, it's up there. I mean, it's not like how they CGI Thanos and you're like, okay, they had the whole map and they had everything ready with Thanos. It's not that level, so it's like in between Thanos and Spider-Man 3. It's sort of like in that middle ground.
Yeah, maybe like early Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like early Hulk, not this recent Hulk where it's like you can see every facial feature detail and whatnot. But pretty good for what it was. Time to talk about what they did not do all that well, in my opinion. As you said, casting in general was good. I don't have a problem with who they cast. The chemistry on film was not that great. There are some plot holes in the way, like, they talk about how the symbiote has trouble merging with hosts, but somehow just magically is it able to attach itself to certain other people, especially one of the symbiotes right off the bat. We won't get into that in specific detail right now, but we'll just say there's some kind of plot holes on what dictates how the symbiote can survive and not survive. There's also a little bit of kind of oddness between Eddie Brock's character and his fiance at the time, Annie. They don't have a lot of screen time, so I don't know if they give you enough time to develop a reason to care that they're together or not. Other than the simple fact that everyone wants to see a romantic ending.
Or something, or a happy ending or something.
Or something like that.
Yeah, because they're not really like, she's there and then disappears and then she's there. And it's like, okay.
So, yeah, we're definitely going to save a lot more of that for spoiler parts because there's more to discuss. But just their chemistry on screen, not the best. Definitely not the best. Is this a movie that fans have been waiting for Venom? No.
No.
Is it the movie that we deserve? No. Is it the movie we wanted? No. Is it close? I mean, it's better than what we had.
It's not close because Spider-Man's not in it.
There is no okay, this is semi-spoiler-ish, but if you thought there was any actual throwback to Spider-Man, like a reference of him, there is not in this film. There's no appearance of Spider-Man. I mean, you kind of knew that from trailers. I know some people were thinking like, oh, this will have a tie-in. Nope, they do away with that. So if you go in expecting to see that, no. I know some people might consider that spoilerish. I'm just kind of confirming what you saw from the trailers. There's no tie-in. There's no mention of him.
And I mean, they even said it as Marvel, like it's not connected to their universe. And their universe has Spider-Man in it. So it's not connected to this.
Sony was trying to say that, trying to throw rumors out there on purpose to try to coax people to come in and watch it. But you saw the look on Kevin Feige's face when he's sitting next to the Sony exec and he's looking at her like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no Spider-Man in this. No. So, none of that. So, overall rating, Ian, what would you give this film?
Like a 3.
Okay. 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5, maybe 3.5. I mean, it's average. It's not like, oh, it's amazing. There's some good action scenes here and there, and some of the cool stuff that you see Venom doing. You're like, okay, I want to see Venom do something like that. But other than that, like, you're not getting much more of what you want from Venom. It's just a good action movie that happens to have Venom in it.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 3, maybe even a 2.5, for the simple fact that I definitely feel like they could have done a whole lot more. Not having Spider-Man in it does have its downfalls. However, there's a lot of Venom mythos out there that doesn't have to revolve around him. I know you're reading some newer stuff. So there's definitely a ton of different ways they could have spun this off that could have represented the character a whole lot better than what they did. The plot could have been a little bit better. CGI could have been a little bit better. But overall, pretty good. Like Ian said, this was a good action movie that just happened to have Venom in it. And you do see a lot of the symbiote stuff that you everyone kind of has wanted to see, just not to the extent that we probably wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So, do we think you need to see this film in the theater this weekend? I mean, if you're a super diehard fan and you want to go check it out, go ahead. Probably 2 other films this weekend that you probably could have checked out instead, other than this one. Like if this was on Netflix, 100%, I would say it would be a smash hit for Netflix standards. Yeah. Big box office. I don't know. Will there be a payoff for the other 2 movies that Tom Hardy has been signed up for? That'll be debatable, right? If it does well this weekend going forward, maybe. If not, they might scrap the whole project.
I think their story's going forward no matter what.
Right, they're gonna try to do a committal like Marvel, right? Everyone's trying to copy them. They still set the go bar standard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're going thinking this is gonna be another Marvel type kind of style film, it is definitely not. Is it even a Deadpool like film?
No.
No. So don't go expecting to see something polished. Go expecting to see something that is Sony's first run at trying to get this character correct.
Yes.
Not even from like a Spider-Man standpoint, right? Like Amazing Spider-Man, we saw what they did with that. Amazing Spider-Man 2, we saw what they did with that. So just kind of going with those type of expectations. I would say it's on par with those films, which were decent. They weren't entirely bad. They were just okay though. And this is, at the end of the day,
it's okay.
An okay film. So that's all for now.
Yeah.
Look out for our next video, which we're going to discuss all the spoilers and tie-ins to other Marvel information. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe.
Share it to everybody.
Everybody out there.
Everybody.
And once again, thank you for all the love, and we appreciate all the time you guys have been taking to watch our reviews, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Until next time. Peace.